played with the Stardust Big Band on and off for the last 20 years. It's just been a great opportunity for me as a musician. I was a band director for the first 12 years of my career in education. I had a really great time doing that, but I always have enjoyed playing especially big band music on saxophone, and Stardust has been a group that's been around for quite a long time. There's local musicians, most of them either band directors or college professors that still enjoy performing. So it means a lot to me as a musician just to continue improving. I love to play all kinds of music. My wife and I play in church. She's a pianist. I've played with rock groups, country groups. When my brother was actively performing, he has a rockabilly style. He brought me on to play with him a few times. But it always goes back to big band music. I really was introduced to big band music in the years that I was in college, and just love swing and bossa novas, Latin tunes, Latin style. So we do a little bit of it all in that. I would just have to say that probably some of the fondest memories that I have are playing with, of course, my old band director that I ended up teaching with for the first 11 years of my career, Mike Copeland. He got me into it, took me on my first gig. I was really nervous. I think it was in 1992. I was probably a freshman in college, and I remember Mike Copeland was subbing with the group, and he got me in on a gig with him. And I don't think I played very well. I don't think I read music as good as I should have. I remember it was a positive experience, but I remember being in over my head. I remember thinking, oh my gosh, these guys are awesome. And I'm really glad I had that opportunity because it made me work harder. And then eventually I did get in the group. But I think most importantly, music gives us all an opportunity to maybe forget our troubles. Because when I go and hear a good performance or I'm performing, I see the impact that it has on people. They can forget their troubles of the week, and they can dance or just sit and listen and be taken back to music of the 1940s, the 1950s, the 1960s, and even more current tunes. So I think it's just an opportunity to be transported to those places. And for older audiences, maybe it takes them back to their younger years where they can enjoy those memories and hear that great music of that period. And for me, being a performer, it's a journey. I remember starting off and playing whole notes and half notes and struggling to have a good sound and listening to recordings and wanting to sound like those players on those albums and being so inspired. And so for me, it's a journey of becoming the best that I can be as a player, but then also hopefully bringing joy to folks that come and listen.
We call ourselves Sensory 2. I grew up in a musical family, and my mom plays piano, my sister's classically trained keyboardist, my brother's a lead guitar player, so I really started with him. I grew up playing drums for years and years, and played in church and stuff like that, and then somebody needed a bass player, so I learned bass in a couple months, at least enough to play, and I've been doing it ever since. I mean, we've played some pretty fun shows where there's been hundreds of people, festivals. Henderson's always good, thousands of people. We played in front of the Ballard Ravine. That was a cool show. I mean, nothing crazy's happened. I remember one time we were going to play at a place called the Dog House. We didn't know where this place was, and we were late, and so this is probably 6 years ago, and so we just navigated the Dog House. And when we arrived, it was an actual pet shop. So we went to the wrong place. And then we had to go across town to find out where the real place was. It's some sort of club called the Dog House. I'll never forget that. For those who had me in history, my wall people, I mean, I always debate, I want to put a musician up there. I think it's a stupid question to ask. How many of you like music? I mean, everybody likes music. It can be influential. It can get people through some tough times. I know music has done that for me. If I wasn't teaching, I would try to make it as a musician. I love it. I play every day. I just grew up with it. I don't know life without it.